In the eyes of many Americans, he stands as one of the most respected presidents in history. Although he left the White House 8 years ago, he remains incredibly active in his work, often laboring late into the night. He accomplished three significant things that have earned him the admiration of countless people. He is Barack Obama. If you too believe he was one of the greatest presidents, feel free to write respect in the comments section. After leaving office, he established the Obama Foundation, dedicated to cultivating the next generation of global leaders. Over the past decade, the foundation's programs have expanded to reach more than 60 countries. In 2023, he traveled to places such as Indonesia and South Africa to ensure that these various initiatives were proceeding smoothly. He donated his entire Nobel Peace Prize award, and while his book sales generated approximately $30 million, the majority of those funds were channeled into the advancement of education. Together with Michelle Obama, he championed the Girls' Opportunity Alliance, helping girls in underprivileged regions gain access to educational opportunities. Perhaps his most admirable quality was his drive to. He championed and successfully passed the Affordable Care Act. During his tenure, despite facing immense political pressure and resistance, he remained steadfast in his determination to achieve his goals. Today, more than 20 million people have gained health insurance coverage, an achievement with profound implications for the middle class and those in need of assistance. Do you admire Barack Obama? Feel free to share your respect in the comments section.
Obama came out, and I'm not a fan of his policies or anything whatsoever. I'm not a fan of him at all. But I will tell you this. He greeted and shook everyone's hand in that room, and there was a lot of people. He went to every single person. I was like, that's cool. I was like, regardless of what BS you're involved with, I was like, that was cool. And when we went to the hangar to offload the C-17s with all these caskets, flag draped, he stood at a hand salute, a very crisp one, the whole time. That dude did not move. And we were like going on like 3 days no sleep. I mean, we're sitting down because we're like exhausted. Our backs are killing us from the pain of just operating. And that dude did not move. He was just crisp. Did not move for 45 minutes. Like nothing. The whole time. And as much as I don't agree with his policies and all the corruption I think that he's maybe involved in, he earned some respect from me on that day. For showing that right there, to the respect for those men. I have to give that to him. I have to.
Donald Trump wants what Obama has in terms of this cultural cachet. When he goes to the games like the NFL games, everywhere except the UFC, he is in a box because he can't be on the floor like that. I'm wondering your take on, as somebody that was in the room, who saw it live, just a juxtaposition between these two presidents.
Well, the few times I've been able to meet Obama, it was when he was still in office, and it was very clear that Obama is like a real sports fan and a very big basketball fan. And his stress relief was actually watching sports. Like, he didn't watch, I'm sure he was kept abreast about what was happening on CNN and MSNBC and a lot of the other news stations, but his downtime a lot was spent watching ESPN, which was how he knew who I was. And I was floored by this. Like, who I am.
Ma'am, you're
this
very
is crazy.
Please, Jamila, please. Everybody knows who you are. You got to stop with this.
Still, there's a certain level of fame you think you have. And then when the president of the United States is like, yeah, I know who you are. That's a different level, okay? And so he's always had this love affair with basketball. And he has a very good relationship with a lot of NBA players, LeBron, Steph Curry. And a few years ago, when the players did a work stoppage after Jacob Blake was shot, Obama was one of the people they consulted and talked to about how they should proceed, because many of them didn't want to finish the season. They wanted to make a big statement, and he was one of the consigliaries that was in their ear. I've said this before when it comes to MAGA and even to Donald Trump. A lot of people in MAGA, a lot of his administration, part of the reason they're so angry is because they're just not cool. And they're not cool. And they're not accepted in certain places where cool people are. Donald Trump is not someone who strikes me very much as a people person. Yes, he has friends, but Obama and Barack Obama, Michelle Obama, like, you want to hang out with them. You want to, like, dang, I want to grab a beer with Barack. I want to go kick it with Barack. Like, he has that kind of energy, and Donald Trump doesn't have that energy. And so Barack Obama could have very easily have been in a suite, but that would have been inauthentic to who he is, because he truly is a man of the people. And the reception that they both get wherever they go, the warmth, the love, it doesn't matter if they're in the United States or if they're abroad or even if they're in conservative circles, there is a level of respect that people have for them that drives Donald Trump absolutely crazy because they're cool, they're hip, they're welcome every place from the NBA All-Star Game to the Academy Awards. It doesn't matter. And part of Donald Trump's present anger is the fact he's not welcome there. People, they don't think he's cool and they don't think MAGA's cool. Like, that's why they can only get people like Kid Rock to perform.
At what point does the cycle break in this country? There's only been one black president, one black vice president. And technically, while they were in office, things were really well. Why is it so hard? Why is it so hard to continue down that path? Miss me with the media and all of the... You don't have to had liked Obama, and there's things that he could have done better for sure. But he was an excellent, upstanding president who's respected globally.
Black don't crack. This is a saying from the old age, black people. They used to believe in one thing, that across the world, whenever you try to walk, you will never find anyone strong, anyone greater than a black man. If you can go back to the history, we were colonized, we were enslaved, we have gone through a lot. Our ancestors, our heroes were assassinated, but people of black color, black and brown, are still surviving, are still managing the environment, the how is it called? The temperature and everything. So a black man was made to be seen like an example of how power and everything looks like. Today the world is talking about the man by the name Barack Hussein Obama. We know this man, many of the white Americans used to believe that the only thing that will make people to continue talking about him or remember his name is because he was a black person who ruled the white system. But that's not what's happening. What is happening is that many of the Americans today are coming out to talk about Obama because he was the best. He had his own shortages, but he still did his best. If you have listened the day of Presidential Center opening, the grand day of opening, you saw, or you listened what Michelle said about Obama. You heard what other president, the former presidents said about Obama. You heard how the other people, just the common people, said about Obama. So when we come here today to say how, or to show how the world is still responding to Obama, is something that you understand that this is the reality, and the black people are made to rule. Now, this man left office many years ago, but why people are still talking about him? We have Joe Biden, who has just left the office a few days ago, but nobody is coming out to talk about Joe Biden, but many are talking about Barack Obama. And that is what is making Trump to fume, to panic, to be frustrated, because he knows he has been in this political industry for the longest time, and he knows the only thing that can change everything is attention. So wherever Obama, every place that Obama visits, he's receiving agape love, supernatural love. He's receiving something that even DJ himself cannot afford to get when he's still today holding that office. So this means one thing. You know, DJ has been interested to go and run for the third term coming in 2028. But now the Constitution does not allow that. And for this to happen, it means that DJT should go and touch the 22nd Amendment to change the Constitution and extend the terms of the presidency. And if he do this, automatically he'll be welcoming Obama to come and also run for the presidency. And he knows well that he cannot come and beat Obama when they try to compete to the presidency, because Obama is loved. This man served America for 8 years. He served as an American senator. But still, people are still calling his name, cheering him up. Whenever he tried to show up, people are feeling that this was the savior. And this is the only person who can today come and save America from the hand of illusion, the hand of oppression, the hand of manipulation, the hand of destruction, the hand of DJT. But now, if you ask me personally, what I can say is that I cannot agree to that Obama can come again and run for the presidency, because this man already built his legacy. So if today he can again take this chance to rule America, every blame will be put on his head. People will still complain that he has destroyed America when they clearly know who has killed America, when they know clearly who is responsible of the destruction of America today. Now, today what's happening across America and the Middle East, this is something that even majority of Americans themselves are complaining, because they are not part of this. The Senate itself didn't approve this. So everything that's happening today across America is something that has been approved by a single man. So DJT today is making a decision to the entire Americans. He's not ready to associate anyone. He's not ready to engage even Senate. He's not ready to engage Treasury, even to put aside the budget of some things like war. The war in the Middle East is not benefiting anybody, but it's destroying the life of everyone. The war in the Middle East is taking away the entire economy of America. The war in the Middle East has taken away the life of American soldiers. The same people who cheered, defended the white system today, protecting it at any cost, they are today losing their life, just fighting for some people, the war that was not even for the Americans. So today, Obama is receiving global respect because he handled things with much respect and much care. He never allowed people to lose life with no reason. He did a lot of things that even worse than what Trump is doing, but he did his best. He did better. That's why today, many of the MAGA voters, many of the Americans are coming out to say one thing: we miss Obama, and we wish we would have been able to have him again as our president. Stay blessed. Just drop your thoughts. What do you think about the video? Make sure I respond to them. You are doing great by tuning, supporting, and just leaving a comment as we connect for the more of the episodes. And stay blessed.